Yo, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here again, back for part two. And as I was alluding to, what other image, what other projection would be measurable to that of Christ? And so I'm ready to go out and make that move because I understand that when it comes down to Jesus, the message has been taught that Jesus represented peace. Jesus represented prosperity, represented life. And having done this right here, then those who spoke of Jesus, who you might want to wrap up in a band, call it religion, they were to be the voice of God as Jesus was. Those who were talking about God and all that God represents were to be to humankind, to the rest of the world, as Jesus was. They're supposed to be the voice of God, the voice of Jesus, if you're going to call yourself a Christian. And that means basically commit yourself to God, to commit yourself to Jesus, to commit yourself to love, to commit yourself to one another with the same type of loyalty that those who commit themselves to Donald Trump has done. But see, what we have seen here, though, in the days of Trumpism, is that for those of you who study the Bible, there was a time when the supposedly Jews, not saying this is true or not, were expecting the Messiah to come. And they were expecting him to ride on some white horse, significant of whatever that represents. And the purpose is to come down here and destroy the enemy of the Jew. Basically trying to say destroying the enemy of God, because the Jew were God's chosen people. They wanted everybody to believe. And so when that Messiah that came upon the scene didn't come down on a white horse, he didn't come down destroying others, but came through poverty and lifted up others, he was rejected. And so what you see in the age of Trumpism, that's when they say, okay, well, we can reject Jesus because he was not the Messiah, but that Trump is the Messiah. Why? Because Trump is coming to take care of our business, to do what we want done, to claim power over everybody, to claim power over our enemies, to claim power over our friends, and to claim power in spite of power. And so this is why you can see that Jesus, even today, is being rejected. Those who are standing up for Trump are out lying, ready to take over the military, ready to destroy the nation. At least that's the message that's going forward to the public through action and words that others are saying. While the Christian people are still sitting back in the church talking about the history, and others are talking about planting seeds and getting money and robbing the people blank. But as far as standing up for the things that were important to Jesus, the only thing they want to do is have a little charity, have a soup line, or where you can pass out groceries to help people. What else they do? Maybe the YMCA, stuff like that. You know, as long as you can help somebody get by, then the system accepts that. Evil will accept that. As long as you help somebody get by, because it's going to run out after a while. But don't try to end anything. End anything. No way. And because they don't go for that. So what you have, ladies and gentlemen, is in this Trumpism, you have Trump who coming along being the voice of the people, really. The evil that the people have been trying to hide. He comes along being the voice, spokesman for that. And being that, all of the evil that's been hiding under whatever, it's been hiding under the chairs, hiding under the law, hiding under bushes, hiding in religion, all of the stuff, they get a chance to come out. They get a chance to rise up and start raising up their hands, calling people who are not of their persuasion enemies of not God. But even though the spokesman said enemy of God, enemy of religion, enemy of everything, when in reality, we know that, at least this is what we've been taught, God is about life for everyone, not destroying anyone, but destroying the conduct that they exercise, destroying the mindset that they have accepted, so that they might live in freedom, that they might live in peace and prosperity, and freedom, and that their careers give them their greatest joy for participating in the creative process of all the things that they want, need, or desire. And as they give and give, more comes back, allowing what? Multitudes to benefit thereof. Never having to live without food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, because they put their hands to it and become owners of everything. While Trump and his people, the only thing they own is money. I heard one say the other day that, Pence, I believe, say that what the left wants to do is take away some of the money from the rich so that the poor can live better. I thought that was a good thing, but apparently half of the nation doesn't. And most of those go to church, talking about Jesus. But what we see, ladies and gentlemen, is this. When you say the left, don't the left have a right to life? Aren't they entitled to the inheritance that God has made available to humankind? When you look on the right, aren't they entitled to the same things, but not more thereof? No way they can conjure it up, no way they can fix it up to construe a lie, to make it appear as if they are the representatives on earth and they're known by having more and the authority over everybody else. No, God is unseen. You can't see God except the evidence thereof. And if God is in the people, the only way you'll know it, by the evidence thereof. And what is the evidence if God is in the people? There will be no what you call profit in lies. There will be no profit in deception. There will be no profit in racism, in bigotry, and hatred. None whatsoever. And so that wouldn't be amongst the people. What would you find amongst the people? What I mentioned a moment ago: peace, prosperity, freedom, joy of life, fulfillment of your dreams. And every human, black, white, American, and otherwise, would have their needs, their wants, and their desires met. And if you're not talking like that, you're only doing it because you can't see God like that. And you need to grow up, not in my time, in God's time. It'll happen in God's time. And when it does, you will see as you have been informed. Perhaps if you can't see it now, it's just not your time. And I'm not angry with you. I have been when I was stupid and ignorant, thinking that I had the power to change you, or thinking that you had the power to change yourself. Well, that got me angry because I found out I was stupid, because I was wrong about myself and I was wrong about you. I couldn't change you, and you can't change yourself. It would take God, and God will only do it when you're ready. I mean, because everything that God will do is already being done right now. It's not happening for those who it is not happening for, because they are rejecting it, and they are rejecting it because they do not know better. Now, having said that, I guess there's really no more that I can do or say than this, and hopes that while I'm saying it, maybe some of you will wake up. Otherwise, I'm just living in a hell which I came to live in for the purpose of maturing to the fact that I don't accept this hell, that I become an instrument of what this hell can't stand, and that's light. Until this hell say, get out, and they kick me out, and God will allow me to be kicked out. Why? Because when you put the switch on your light bulb, it goes out. That means you don't want the light. And so if I'm kicked out, that means they don't want the light. And they don't need me complaining. I got to get kicked out anyway. It would be nice just to go to sleep. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to share that with you, part 2, and I hope you get something out of it. Until the next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.